Yeah. It's TDPHINSTALK. We done came so far.
What's up, Steve?
Hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how much we done grew. Shout out DDW. He's great and that's my peer review. These haters keep on hating and it's starting to feel like deja vu. Insanity and Chef Jew. I can't forget my day one crew. EM Reason ball game. The recognition's overdue. I share with you my point of view and this is what it's got us to success. My haters say I'm a mess. They say that I'm a pest and I depress. And I'm obsessed with causing stress, but yet the stress they can't suppress. Nonetheless, I just impress because I'm blessed and they oppress. I know the answers, they just guess. When they play checkers, I play chess. When they regress, I make progress. And my attention, they get less. They feel neglected, CPS. If they don't pay, I repossess. Now I digress and decompress and take recess and clear my chest. I must confess, I am the best. Like, hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how much we done grew. Shout out DDW. He's great and that's my peer review. These haters keep on hating and it's starting to feel like deja vu. Insanity and Chef Jew. I can't forget my day one crew. EM Reason ball game. The recognition's overdue. I share with you my point of view and this is what it's got us to success. On the road to the Super Bowl, no matter the cost, man, we willing to pay the toll. 50 plus years and they all ended in tears. Now it's time to pop bottles, celebrate, scream cheers. Hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how much we done grew. Shout out to my day one crew. We only here because of you.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We got a special treat for you all tonight. We are going to be opening up a panel so that we can all talk about everything that happened today. But before we do, we want to play the press conference between Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel. We're going to break that down first. I'm sorry I said when we start, we're going to drop the link right away. But hey, I got to give y'all all the content in this Dolphin community so you never miss a beat, all right? So we're going to go over that press conference first. Then after the press conference, we're going to drop the link and we're going to have an open forum. Real Dolphin fans get to discuss everything that's gone down. Now, this is the third stream of the day, okay? So y'all know the rules. On the third stream of the day, they don't send out the notifications. So right now we got 107 people in the room. Usually it'll already be 200. So I need y'all my soldiers, man, the people who got the notification. I need y'all to hit it because when they see that ratio of notification and viewers, well, like button and viewers come close to 100, they start sending out more notifications. So on the third stream, we got to force the notifications out. So I'm gonna be very very picky about that like button right now, okay? And I hate that, man. YouTube need to do something about that. The third and fourth stream of the day and all of that, they don't send out notifications. That's crap, you know? And I just hate that because a lot of people would love this stream, but they don't even know we're live right now. So y'all do y'all part. Punch that like button. Let me check on it real quick. We got 140 people in here, but we don't know how many likes we got. We got 84 likes. We'll get started once we hit that 100 like mark. Y'all go ahead and help out so that we can hit that mark. We need to go over this press conference, Chris Grier, Mike McDaniel, and chop it up. Talk about what they had to say. And I want to, read. Y'all know how I am. I read through things, break it down, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Let me see. Where are we now? How many likes we got? 99. We need one more. 99 problems. And Buffalo ain't one. All right. There we go. We got 100 likes. Appreciate y'all who hit the like button. Y'all keep on hitting that like button. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I want to dive right in. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe right now to TDPHINSTALK. We are at 21,550 subs. We just hit 21,500. yesterday. So we've already added over 50 members to the channel in less than 24 hours. So do your part. If you're new, subscribe right now. Thank you for that. Make sure that you hit that like button. Mod, shout out to you all. Shout out to the members of the channel. Thank y'all for everything that you do. Everybody who donates to the channel, greatly appreciate it. We thank you as well. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I don't want to hold you up. We want to try to have a good productive stream. So let's hear what the peeps had to say today. Let's go. Y'all, let me know if you can hear. Let me know if you can hear in the comment section before we get started here.
Chris, I wanted to ask you about Tanner Connor, the thinking in keeping him on the 53. Not, I guess you could have stashed him on IR for the year, but the thinking in not doing that. And also, will Tanner and Eric Rowe go on IR after the 53 is set in a few minutes? So it's a 2 or 3.
It's like a 100-part question.
Yeah, I struggle with those. So
Tanner did a good job here. We visited with him on a 30 visit in the spring and got him in here, and he worked hard. He's a smart kid. He's really wants to improve his craft and really wants to NFL, and so it's been fun watching him take to the coaching, and he's done a great job. And so for us, it's he'll be back here shortly. So this is not anything where it's IR with him. And it was just, we felt that talent wise, we would have lost him. We had multiple people, other teams just calling, asking about him. And we think he's got a good future here, potentially. So for us, we're excited to have him here. Eric Rose is fine. He'll be just like anyone, normal bumps and bruises battling through.
That's good to hear.
He was out there, did a good job today, working through stuff. So at the end of the day, both those guys will be on the active roster and are not being put down.
So how did you do that? I didn't even remember the second question.
Yeah, it was kind of blacked out for a second.
Yeah. And Chris is also a fan of players with 2 first names.
Tanner Connor. That works perfectly in line with that. Yeah. Was Skylar a no-brainer ultimately? Was he that good at preseason where it didn't even require much thought, guys?
Yeah. I mean, so he played very well. Again, another guy that comes in, he just works every day. He won over his teammates through his work ethic, and he went out and balled. And another one, we got calls again, people asking what we were going to do, and they're all saying, you guys would be stupid to let him go, and there was no thought about us doing it.
We're out in the business of being stupid.
So
I hope not, Lord.
Mike, it seemed like there was some optimism that Byron would be able to avoid maybe PUP. I'm curious if something changed in putting him on that list.
No, it really was just working through the process with him, just letting him, take his time, go through the rehab work. And like everything, you have good days and bad days. But he worked hard, did great. It was just, we were just being patient, not putting any pressure on him to rush him back. And at the end of the day, we made the decision, talking with him today, to, put him down, for the 4 games, because he was still optimistic about hopefully being here in a couple of weeks, but he didn't want to be fair. He can't rush him out there with this. We just want to make sure he's ready and right when he comes back. Yeah, like everything, we'll be searching the waiver wire here tonight and into tomorrow. But for us, we feel good about the group we have. So for us right now, that's not a position right now we feel is critical for us right now.
Wait, what did he just say? Hold on.
Tonight and into tomorrow, but for us, we feel good about the group we have. So for us right now, that's not a
Back up.
Yeah, like everything, we'll be searching the waiver wire here tonight and into tomorrow. But for us, we feel good about the group we have. So for us right now, that's not a position right now we feel is critical for us right now.
Where do you stand in terms of offensive line depth? Obviously, you guys kept 8, but how do you feel specifically about tackle depth?
Question about the O-line.
I mean, yeah, you need more players than 8, so but feel good about where Greg's at, and that
Sorry, I need to go 1080p.
That we're excited about that. We're excited about the way that our tackles are performing. You guys haven't got the chance to see our Armstead as often as we have. Feel very good about that and where he's at, and really like where Austin's at. So that's just the nature. There's plenty of years that your roster kind of dictates. It's less of the other guys weren't X, Y, or Z. It's more that there was positions of strength that the roster itself kind of steered us towards.
Chris, this is year 4 of the cycle, 2019 to tear down to now. Well, where would you say this roster is? And obviously, the planning, this would be like when you guys are making a run. Do you feel like you have a championship caliber roster right now?
We feel good about the roster. We were actually talking about that, and the guys that have been here, myself, Marvin, Brandon, and the scouts, we were actually talking about how difficult the cuts were here for us, and a couple guys that we were battling on at the end here, and just trying to make the right decisions for the team. So we feel there's some players that got released that will be on NFL rosters, which is always a good thing. That wasn't the case here, for a while, but we felt we've been building it up, and so we feel good about the roster and excited for what it could be in the future.
Chris, what's your opinion of what you've personally seen from Tua since we last visited?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, it's being around Mike and watching him. The other day he was in visiting with Mike for just a couple hours on an off day, just coming in, spending time. He was downstairs in the training room for like an hour, just hanging out with the trainers, just talking. And it's just seeing his personality come in, and it's just how he is and with the team and stuff. And I think his teammates all see it and feel it. And you guys here talk to the guys, and he's taking steps, and with the offense with Mike and the coaching staff, he's very excited. He likes the offense, thinks it fits him and the players we added. So it's been good watching his growth and watching him enjoy himself playing football.
Chris, kind of touching on what Adam was asking about, the level of roster. Do you feel, and Mike, you could add to this too. Obviously, I haven't been
Chop liver over here, star of the show again.
But do you feel this is one of the better rosters you put together? How confident are you that the improvements in the last few years have made you get closer to where you want to get?
Yeah, I do. I mean, obviously, when you add players like Tyreek Hill to the roster, and Armstead, and Cedric Wilson, and the guys, Raheem Mostert stuff, Alec Ingold. I mean, it's some talented players that are good players that can.
Yeah, give me a second. My bad. Y'all give me a second. One moment. I'm going to bring it back up in just a second. All right. One moment. Let's see. Let me do it this way. All right. Let me maximize this for y'all. Hopefully the volume works better. Everybody keeps saying turn it up. So let's see if this will be better. One moment, y'all. All right, here we go. Share screen. Can y'all hear this? Yes or no? Let me know if you can hear it or not. No? What is wrong? Okay. My bad, y'all. I was trying to open it up another way because for some reason the system, I don't know if it's just the way the Dolphins had it, but it's a very low volume for the interview. And a lot of y'all telling me to turn it up. So let me see here. Let me try it again. Let me try it one more time. Screen share, Chrome.
Young. Like when Ann did her presentation with the media, we were joking about that and asked about how many players have been in an open locker room, and 48 of them have never been in an open locker room before. And so we're still very young, but we feel good about it. And but we feel good about the roster. But again, we'll always, like we do, keep looking and improving, trying and get it to where we can compete for championships.
What did a cater coach show you guys this camp preseason to this spot?
He's a competitor, man, and that's the one thing that was obvious. It's also obvious to him or to all of us early. There's when the game's not too big for you, that you're because it's hard. The jump and level of play is real, but he from the onset let it be known through his play that this was not too big of a stage for him. So those are always ones that, are real pleasant surprises. It'd be a farce to say that you totally expect it, in terms of, undrafted free agents being able to make that jump so quick. But, you feel good about them. But you're careful not to jump the gun and crown this, that, or the other. You got to just throw them to the fire and see if they don't burn, I guess. Throw them in the water and don't drown. One of those things. But he's like the other or the other rookies that we kept. They made it be known to their teammates early and often that they belong. That's why they deserve the roster spot they received.
What went into the process of keeping Savon and Miles and letting Sony walk?
That process was brutal. It was a good thing for the Miami Dolphins, but that competition was real, and it was just continued ops. There was some game tape involvement. It was much more than that. It was just a whole progression from the onset. So that room was very, very healthy in terms of how they tried to make each other better, but they were competing against each other, but they were also rooting for each other. Sony did not make it easy, but to those guys' credit, one of the things that I was so impressed with was, you can remember like it was yesterday, whenever we're signing running backs in the offseason, Miles and Essay in particular were how they handled that was not sulking. It was like clockwork. They were outside of on the field with weight vests on working, so we feel very good about the group we were able to assemble. And I think it would be shortchanging all of those guys to not emphasize that it was the group of them competing but working together that raised those guys' level of play.
Signing Tyreek was probably one of the biggest decisions you've made as general manager. How have you liked how that decision has panned out in the last couple months, and what you like from him on the field standpoint, what he can provide for the team?
Obviously on the field stuff, saw it the other night too, what he can do, but it's behind the scenes, which has been even better than we thought.
Right.
Like we'd heard a lot of good things from people and friends and coaches that we know in Kansas City. But being around here, he's got an infectious attitude, he's a competitor, great teammate with the guys. You guys see him out there and you see him, he's 100%, 100 miles an hour in everything he does, and always encouraging people and stuff. And so it's been really fun watching him behind the scenes take leadership of the team and help guide the guys in terms of, pushing everyone to be great. Because it's easy if you're him, you can sit back and, and coast through this if he wanted to. But that's not him. And that's been fun watching him around. So that's been the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah, you can tell he recognized, who don't really concern ourselves with anything but since he's been here. But one thing I will say is it was obvious that he recognized the opportunity to where that he is he's been a Pro Bowl player every year of his career.
We better be one this year.
Team, and there was an opportunity for him to take his game to another level in terms of leadership and tone setting and all of those things. And I'm sure he could feel that his teammates were like, wow, this is Tyreek Hill. And when he doesn't make it an option to go full speed, it is like if you're on the field, you're full speed, it changes the teammates for the better. And I think he's really embracing that. It's been, like Chris said, it's been really cool. That's been the most fun part with all of it.
We haven't had a chance to talk to you since the NFL punishment. What was your reaction to the first round pick clause and the findings of the report?
At the end of the day, appreciate the question. For us, it really doesn't affect how we do business around here. We're just kind of focused on the team right now and moving forward. But, the league did their investigation, and but at the end of the day, this team's not affected by it, and everyone's just moving forward and focused on trying to win as many games as we can this season.
Chris, you had to look at a number of edge outside linebacker guys, and then you ended up signing Trey Flowers yesterday. So what went into that decision? What do you expect him to bring to this team?
Yeah, I think, Trey's familiarity with our system and scheme helps. He was with New England and Josh, obviously, and those guys. So E-Rob and those guys. So he knows guys here on the roster. And so we're kind of looking for someone with his skill set, the guy that can play, all along the line of scrimmage. His time in New England, he could do some rush inside as well too, which will help. So I think his versatility and what he's done, he's still, 28 years old. We understand, that he's had, some bad luck with injuries a couple of years, but here he's not asked to come in here and be a star for us. He's come here just be a good player and help us like he is. And he's a great teammate, good person. Everything we've heard about him is from people in New England and Detroit about what kind of character and person he was. So excited to add him here. Just us being around him just for a few days. Really, really good dude. So excited for him and looking forward to see how he fits in the scheme here with our guys.
I think one reason why Mike Gesicki's name's been bandied about by media and fans is because obviously he's adjusting to a slightly different position on a one-year contract with the franchise tag. So I was going to ask you, A, was there any trade offer you received that was tempting that you guys discussed? And B, is that still a fluid thing, or have you all decided, both of you decided, we are better with Mike Gesicki? He is on the team for all of 2022.
Do you ever ask a question that's just like one?
I know it overwhelms me. I'm glad it's just not me.
I know. I appreciate it. I'm glad you asked it, Barry. Like for us, we did not make any calls on Mike. We had calls from 2 teams that reached out to us about Mike. We never made any phone calls about him. We were always, Mike was going to be here, and I think everyone made a big deal about him being on the field. But Mike's a competitive kid. He's been challenged to do some things he hadn't been asked to do before, and he stepped up. And we were talking about the other day how last couple of weeks he's made some great strides in that area. So for us, it was
Great
never
strides.
about moving him or us trying to. Teams called asking because he's a good player.
Hold on, that's what they say, man. They call them great strides. The man can't block, man. It is what it is. Great strides.
And
Oh
so for
my
us,
God.
you guys have heard me say it for years. I'll always listen. It doesn't mean we're going to do anything because I think that's negligent if we don't, because you never know what kind of deal someone's going to offer you on someone.
No, the coolest thing too is there was noise that he's alluding to, and one of the cooler parts of training camp for me in general, I made a point to the team the other day, was that what Mike worried about and all that, about getting better at blocking and catching. And he's there each and every day. He's doing one or two things better to his standard of the way he wants his football to look. And that's all you can ask for. That's a guy that teammates and coaches and everyone respect, are the ones that can ignore the noise and just try to get better.
I heard what you said about Skylar, and it's a no-brainer, and you're not in the business of being stupid. He's a putting him on the 53, you could get somebody who could perhaps contribute on special teams right now. So do you keep Skylar because he can help you now, or do you think you can develop him and he can help you in the future?
No, I think that
But be careful.
I haven't heard of a good football team that their problem was they had too many good quarterbacks. They touched the ball every play. So it's not about what you can go a lot of draft classes and over a long period of time, and if you're holding your breath for a player out of the 7th round to play like he did in the preseason, you're going to pass out. So, that's why. It's just because you don't just scoff and look the other way when you have a player playing well at that position. Those are things that if you let those slip through your fingers, you'll end up regretting that forever.
Thank you, guys.
And guys, I just want to say appreciate all the stuff you guys said about Jason. I'm glad you guys didn't ask me early, because I told her, I said if I got going, I probably would have broke down and left here. But appreciate it. He's such a good dude, and I'm glad that he impacted all you guys' lives, and miss him here, and appreciate you guys just being good to Elizabeth and his family. So, all right, thank you.
Man, Grier out here got me about to cry, man. All right, let's remove this real quick. My bad. It's I was having some system issues the whole time, so give me a second while I reboot this real quick. Testing. Can y'all hear me? Let me know in the comment section. Can you hear me? I don't know what's wrong with my Yes, yeah, okay, cool. I don't know what was going on, man. Having some system issues. Trying to fix it while the press conference was going on. But there's your press conference. Let me see what was notable about the press conference to me. Really it came down to the whole Gesicki conversation. He's making strides. I'm sure they would have said the same thing about Noah Igbenogany. He's making strides. We'll see. Skylar Thompson. Did y'all hear what they said about Skylar boy? Oh my gosh. Did y'all hear them talking about Skylar Thompson? You be crazy if you move on from something like that, because this is a guy who can actually, be a huge impact in the future. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Other teams was checking on him and calling about him, and they said we be crazy to let him go, and we're not in the business of being crazy. Some of the stuff that I heard, oh my gosh. Man, here's what's crazy to me. In 3 years, 2.5 years now, we can't even get anybody on this staff to endorse our starting quarterback like that. Think about it. This is what we were searching for the whole time with Flores. Even Mike McDaniel always, he's the most accurate quarterback in the league. And, he's doing a good job of this and that. Like, gosh, what they know what they got in Skylar, y'all. They know what they got in Skylar Thompson. They really do. And at the end of the day, Mike McDaniel was being so careful with his words. He was being so careful with his words when they were talking about Skylar, man. He didn't want to go too far over the top. Man, hold on, man. I gotta play some of that again real quick, but I'm just gonna do the audio so I don't have no issues with the system. I don't know what was going on. I gotta do that, man. JR Block, all you have to do is leave the channel. You don't have to be here, bro. You don't like anything I say, you don't have to be here. Just leave the channel.
It's a no-brainer, and you're not in the business of being stupid. He's putting him on the 53, you could get somebody who could perhaps contribute on special teams right now. So do you keep Skylar because he can help you now, or do you think you can develop him and he can help you in the future?
No, I think
Whoever asked that question, I got to give it up to him. They were trying to put him in the box. Like, well, you could have put another guy on the 53, so that could have helped you now on special teams. So Skylar being here, I mean, do you think he's going to help now? Whoever that is, man, they think they slick. They need to stop. Skylar is potentially for the future. Just chill. But you just can't take the chance in losing that asset. He's not supposed to be for this year. TD, he was fumbling over his words about Skylar. LOL. Listen, I will leave that alone. Let's hear Mike.
that I haven't heard of a good football team that their problem was they had too many good quarterbacks. They touched the ball every play. So it's not about you can go a lot of draft classes and over a long period of time, and if you're holding your breath for a player out of the 7th round to play like he did in a preseason, you're going to pass out. So
you don't find 7th rounders to play like he did.
That's why. It's just because you don't just.
I urge y'all, when you get a chance, I want y'all to go back to this video and watch it over. The last 2 minutes, 18 minutes it starts. Watch Chris Grier the whole time when Mike talking. Grier like Grier like this. Like, be careful what you say. Be careful what you say. I'm telling y'all, go back and watch it. Y'all go. I'm telling you.
Playing well at that position. Those are things that if you let those slip through your fingers, you'll end up regretting that forever.
If you end up letting somebody like him slip through your fingers, you'll end up regretting that forever. You don't think they feel like Skylar the future? You don't think they feel like he could, let me be politically correct. You don't think they feel like he could potentially be the future? Man, you done lost y'all mind. You better stop hating on this kid. If you let something like that go, you done lost your mind. You don't think they feel like he could potentially be the future? You're missing it. You're missing the point. You're missing the point, man. All right, man. Enough of that, man. I don't want to make this the Skynet love affair. Some people gonna be like, too late. But let me go ahead and drop the link because we had a lot that went down today. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you all think about everything that happened today. I just dropped the link. If you want to come, had a conversation, the link has been dropped. Everybody's welcome. Come in, ask your questions, come in, have a conversation. Let's do it. I'm gonna let people on in about 2 minutes. So this is your opportunity. I know a lot of people got a lot of things to say. The time is now. Now we're gonna run this the right way. We're not gonna be talking over each other. It's gonna be one at a time. We're gonna have a really good conversation. I'm gonna lead the way with some questions and answering questions and things of that nature. So let me pin the link in the comment section so everybody can if you want to come in, you have the opportunity to. 53-man roster is set, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for war. It's time to get it done. TD, who is that? Let me see. Let me see. Oh, Jesse Davis got traded. Yeah, I saw that earlier. All right. Again, dropping the link. It's your opportunity to come in. It's at the top of the chat. I want to hear your thoughts and what you think about everything going down. Thanks for repeating what I just said. Skylar is nothing but the potential for now. Yeah, it ain't nothing but potential, but they view him as strong potential. They definitely are in that front office saying, we got something here. We may not have to go get a new quarterback if Tua don't work out. And if Tua do work out, we still have something. And even if Tua work out, we might be making a decision in 2 years. Do we save money and move on? Or do we continue with Tua? That's what I'm telling you. If Skylar keep this up and he keep getting better and better, and Skylar gives this team a reason to believe that he can lead this franchise, they're not going to pay Tua big money. Even if he's good. They see him in practice. They see Tua in practice. They see Skylar in practice. If there ain't no difference, just because Tua has become the dude, if there ain't no difference, they ain't paying that money. They not paying no money. Why would they? You know they going to give Skylar opportunities to go up against some ones and play against some real teams. Some way, somehow. Maybe not this year, but next offseason. Maybe the next offseason. Grier says we are not stupid. They better not be. All right. All right, man. We got a lot of people up in here, man. We're going to start out with one of the biggest OGs of the channel. What's up, Donald?
What is up, TD?
Oh, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Is that me? I don't think it's me. Everybody else can hear me. I can't hear you, bro. Let me bring somebody else on. That'll tell me if it's me or you. On the run. What's up?
Yo. I think it's you, TD.
Me.
Yep, I can hear.
That's solely me. Give me a second. I got to see what's going on. I don't know why I'm not hearing you guys.
see what's going on. I don't know why I'm not here.
How's it going, Don?
We're blessed, my man. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'm stressing, bro. I'm stressing a little bit.
No need to stress. This is just, you can smell it.
All right.
It's just in 2
All
weeks
right.
away.
All right, I'm good. I can hear you guys.
There we go. We can hear you loud and clear, TD.
That's what's up, man. Man, oh boy, oh boy. What do y'all think so far? I see a lot of y'all backstage. I'm gonna bring you on in a little bit, a few at a time.
I'm excited, TD, and the reason behind it is I took a good look at those that were cut, especially by the Dolphins. All of those guys are eligible for the practice squad. Not saying all of them will make it due to the fact of other teams having access to them, but that goes also the other way. There are also some notables that were cut, such as Alex Lindstrom, the center out of Dallas. He's gone.
Mutiny from the Broncos.
Yes, there are several good players that are out there that we can really look at to bringing in. Pittsburgh let go 2 good corners. Also, Denver has a cornerback that's eligible. He's 6.
And Logan Ryan.
Cowboys let a center go.
Yes, indeed. So I'm excited at the potential of what can be there. And the only thing that we have to do is to really hold the line until Byron gets back. And then we can play more man-to-man coverage as opposed to playing a lot of zone. I understand with the injuries we got in the defensive backfield, that's going to cause that to happen. But that just means that, guess what? The very thing that we've been talking about for the past 3 years, trench play. Our 3-man front on the D-line as well as 4-man front got to get pressure. And they got to generate it without taking people and blitzing them from the linebacker spots to keep them in coverage in order so that way we can make plays. This is all we got to do. This is what we got to do now. And so I'm excited for the opportunity to see who is going to come out and say, you know what, it's time for me to put my big boy pants on. Hint, hint, Noah Igbenogany. Go ahead and take care of business. And so let's go with it.
So what you think the record in the first 4 are going to be, Donald?
I truly believe I get a win for the Patriots, even though I do believe Belichick got a slight edge in that one because he takes care of rookie head coaches. He normally feeds to the wolves. However, he doesn't know the offensive game plan, which could be a detriment to him. So I would say we do 2-2 in the first 4.
2-2, and then we beat the Jets, so that's 3-2. Okay.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna tell you the 2 I believe that we're gonna get, which will set the tone. The Pats and Buffalo.
Ooh.
The Pats and Buffalo. Cincinnati, I don't know, but
you're killing me.
You don't think we're gonna beat Buffalo at all this season, do you?
When we beat them.
When we beat them, then you'll believe.
I'll believe we beat them when we beat them. I ain't nothing gonna change me from that.
I'm with you, but hope lies the spring eternal. Believe me, everybody is 0-0 right now. I don't care about last year. So guess what? This year is a new year. If they're going to do it, they gotta do it this game, TD, because they play in Miami. If they don't, and they gotta go play Buffalo late
in the cold.
December,
yeah, anyway.
No, that don't look good. So again, these are the games you gotta pull out and you gotta win. And for once, we can't depend on the defense. It's gotta be offense. The offense gotta carry. So I want to see running game, and I want to see the maturation of our quarterback. Let's go. Let's take care of business.
Going off of what he just said, that's kind of how I felt. I feel like we've had this kind of this lingering feeling, even if we do really well, Tua does really well in this offense with all the weapons we've surrounded him with. There's still the question, can he do it without being surrounded with all this talent? Well, these first 4 games I feel like are going to kind of give us a good sample set of what he's capable of now. Being that we're not going to have Byron X is a little bit messed up from what we're hearing. I mean, the offense is going to have to take off. Waddle, who know that has me shook. That has me so shook, man. I hope Waddle and Hill are both out there come week 1, and more specifically 2, 3, and 4.
But let me ask you something, Omaran. What about the emergence of Easy E? Doesn't that take a little pressure? It's still there. We do want Waddle and Hill out there at the same time, but I love that size component. Him out there with Cedric Wilson, from the standpoint, if they did have to do some high point balls, they could do it. So
I know Tua's synergy with Waddle is already there. I already know it. I haven't seen enough targets from Tua to Easy. I haven't seen it happen. I mean, it could happen. And I hope that synergy is going to be there. We've seen it a little bit with Cedric Wilson. That's gives me hope too. But I need to see it.
See, I don't think Tua has synergy with anyone but Waddle. No synergy with Tyreek, none of these guys, because all you see is the highlights of them hitting each other. But when you go to practice, it's hit and miss,
right?
Hit and miss. So that's something that still has to be developed, that timing and synergy. Then on top of it, Tua has to constantly recalibrate himself. This is Tyreek. This is Ezukama. This is Sherfield. Like them different speeds.
Yeah.
So
you got to think about it. Game speed is different than practice. So if you're in the line of fire against maybe the Bengals or the Ravens on the road, it's a different type of atmosphere. We're not at home. You don't have the benefit of being around your coaches, around other players. Like trying to continue, like show you things. You're in the line of fire in the middle of the game against a playoff team. So the speed is going to pick up with the offense and what they're trying to do. And I think if you don't got the right guys in place, like we saw what this offense looked like the first 2 preseason games, maybe without our star guys, and then, okay, you add Tyreek Hill, okay, you add Raheem Mostert, the speed is there and it's evident. So I think the importance of timing, precision, and just Tua like adjusting to the offense, adjusting to the speed of his guys, his weapons, I think that's going to be very important right away, no matter who we play in the first 4 games.
Absolutely. It seems like the gist of the offense is kind of built around timing, where the ball has to come out within a few seconds or within a few steps of the receiver's route. And I don't know if you guys noticed, especially in the Raiders game, Tua threw a ball at Gesicki. Obviously, Gesicki wasn't ready for it, but I'm glad he didn't catch it because he would have got Gesicki blown up. And if you go in years past, and it's for the most part, it's usually Gesicki over the middle or something like that. He's going to get one of these guys killed if he don't get his ball placement right.
Especially with Gesicki, because he has a history of that shoulder, because he always takes that hit, catching the ball and bang.
Right.
So, and we don't need him to go down. We're going to need him, in my opinion.
Right.
But I think your PayPal that came up that you put up just a bit ago, TD, this is where we need to see where the O-line is, because the running game is imperative to take a lot of that pressure off of Tua, in which we can allow those guys to cook. Everybody, for the most part, are not even concerned about our run game right now. We have to go out there and show that, guess what? Which I do believe our guys up front are more geared for running than they are. But the pass pro set that we've seen in these games, they have done a good job at protection. So now I want to see them. If we could see what we saw, which I understand it was 3rd and 4th stringers, everybody's saying against Philly. If we could see that kind of run production from our running backs, where when we can get at least 120 yards per game on the ground,
rushing, huh?
Right. Yes. That's me. That is the one thing that will make a determination of the Dolphins in the first 4 games, either finishing above 500 or finish below 500.
I agree with that. I agree with that, Donald. I have a question for the panel.
Donald, I would argue that our offensive line is more geared towards pass protection than run blocking. because
I have a two-part question.
Yeah, I just look at the O line, and then you put Armstead in there with Connor Williams, and I think Austin Jackson for the most part is becoming better at pass protecting, but he's still got work to do with his technique. And I think just in general, the offense, like Robert Hunt is kind of solid at his position. So I think we're more geared towards pass protection, which kind of makes me a little confused because it's like the roster is geared towards the running side of the aspect of the running side of the offense. We got 5 tight ends, and one of them is not really even a tight end. He's just a fullback. He's just an extra fullback. So it's like, I mean, they're probably going to gear towards trying to run a balanced offense, but early on, teams are going to force us to put the ball through the air. So we just got to be ready to do that.
Well, okay, let me just jump in here. The roster composition is interesting because, yeah, you have 5 tight ends, but Gesicki's really a wide receiver. So you have to take him as that. And I think there were some interesting cuts. I just reviewed all 32 teams' cuts. And did anybody notice that Connor McGovern was let go by the Jets?
What? Oh, snap.
So that's an interesting potential pickup. And obviously the rosters get set tomorrow after the waiver period, and you set your final 53 and you set your practice squad. So I think that there's some changes coming. But Connor McGovern is a really interesting possibility. I don't like Lindstrom in Dallas. I read he was awful in preseason. And Leatherwood, if you look at his stats against pressures and sacks against, he's absolutely putrid. But Connor McGovern is a guy to watch out for.
Yes.
Every Dolphin fan thinks Leatherwood is the savior for us.
Oh God!
No.
No, see, the issue with Connor here's the thing, because Connor would be an excellent, and I do mean excellent, option for the Dolphins. But again, how much is Connor gonna cost? He was scheduled to make over $10 million, and that's what they didn't want to eat because he only had $1 million dead cap. What is this guy gonna cost?
Well, he was cut, so you have to wonder.
I know. So he gets a free deal out there, maybe even a more long-term one.
$8 million.
And one other thing, I come
$5
to the Bills
million.
side for just a moment. It's kind of equaled out now. Byron Jones is out, but also Tre'Davious White is also out on pup for 4 games.
Yeah,
so
but
we need.
Our issue with Buffalo is the line of scrimmage. Before we even get to the skill position, that line of scrimmage has to be solidified when we play Buffalo.
Yes.
I'm just saying, you're down the top corner, we're down the top corner, so it kind of balances out.
Byron's not our top corner.
I think he is.
Byron is the top corner.
Not a top
Byron is a top corner.
He is a top corner, not our top. I'd say Xavier hasn't been.
Oh well, it's still a top corner for the way we run our scheme. Byron hurts us more than their loss hurts them.
Exactly.
I don't know because I don't know if I agree with that. Because
here's why: because we need those guys to be on an island by themselves.
Right.
Well, that's true, and there's an issue with the pass rush.
But if you guys don't need your guys to be on an island.
Am I in love with Dane Jackson, a 1st-round draft choice and a 6th-round draft choice against Hill, Waddle, and Wilson? I'm not.
I mean, but you're looking at our offense and you're projecting. I'm saying if you move Byron off of the defense, that's one role we need solidified in the defending the pass. If you move Nick out there, then who's guarding in the slot? If you put someone else in Byron's spot, do you trust them enough to be in man the rest of the game? No.
No, I don't think you can zero blitz Buffalo.
Robbie is a proven corner in this league.
When that's forcing us to play a different style of defense that we're not accustomed to playing.
I think we're going to have to play
the problem with Byron being injured against Buffalo is you can't zero blitz Allen.
Right.
And it's just a mess. So that game's a classic shootout. That's your 42-38 game. Flips, whoever hits the ball last.
You see us scoring 38 points in week 3 or week 4?
There's no
That
way
just all depends. That all depends on how our offensive line can keep up with their defense.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this offense has to learn this on the fly, pretty much.
That's what it's going to. That's what it's going to come down to in that Buffalo game. Can our offensive line hold that D line, that monster of a D line, off long enough?
And let's not forget, we're going up to Buffalo during the wintertime. How many points are we going to score then?
Well, that's a whole.
I'll worry about that then.
You'll worry about that when we get
That's
to
down the line. We worried about the first
Let's
matchup.
worry,
Yeah,
let's
we
worry
win that
about the
first
first
matchup.
couple of
That
weeks of
second
the
matchup is an
season.
L.
Because that Heat did not phase them last year. I tell you that much.
Well, I'll tell you
Well,
what.
we can't say that it didn't
As far as our
Yeah,
playoff
so
hopes, we need to at least split.
we begin to lose that
Yo.
game last year? We began to lose that game late in the third quarter. That score was within one score
We
game.
lost
Yeah,
that
that
game
was
in
a
the second
6-3
quarter.
game in the third
He's
quarter.
right.
Just simple decisions being
Yeah.
made.
So no.
You know?
So I'm
Right
not.
about that
I'm
one.
not going to. Even though Buffalo is the AFC East champ, I got to give them their due for being the champ. The facts are, we cannot say that we were not in that game. We were in that game.
We were
You talking about the
defensively, we
second one?
definitely were in the game. We were
Our
actually,
offense was not in that game.
we were in both of those games. If
Yeah,
I
the
recall,
defense did what they
No,
did.
not
defense was
not
in
the
the
first
game.
game. You were down 14-0 before you could blink. The
the
defense
second
played really
game,
well through the half, and then they collapsed in the second half because there
Our
was
offense.
literally nothing left going on offense. In the second game, it was a 6-3 game, and actually the Dolphins should have been ahead at the half, except they had
Yeah.
that weird play where the whole Tua Tagovailoa fumble monstrosity towards the end of the half. And through three quarters, the Dolphins were very much in that game. They were playing zero blitz. They had all their people healthy. It was a good football game.
Listen,
And
I
it
have a
blew open
question.
late because the
I got a
Dolphins couldn't
question
move the ball
too.
at
I have
all.
a question for Mark.
Hold on,
while
guys.
you're-
Let's make sure we're one at a time. Go ahead, Ashton.
I got a question. Okay, by the way, how y'all doing?
Was it Ashton talking?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, how y'all doing, gentlemen? Good to see y'all
Hi,
again.
guys. How you doing, Ashton?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? I saw it. Regarding the Buffalo game, okay, I know we talking about the offense. I won't talk about the D line. Do we trust our pass rushers to when they one-on-ones in that game? Do we trust them to do so?
I mean, Jalen Phillips gets a one-on-one matchup or Agba, that's a win for me. But that's not going to happen. I feel like they're going to scheme for that. In the way that we rush Buffalo, we gotta do it unorthodox because we can't rush four. We don't get enough pressure with rushing four against their five.
When you talk about rushing them, we can't just go off of our players. You got to look at Buffalo's. You got to look at Buffalo's O line.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, TD. I would hope in this scheme, because what I saw was what threw them off in the second quarter in that game was that Boyer had began to put Skylar in that game and let Christian come off the bench. He was replacing Skylar. That was causing havoc with the O-line, especially when it was 6-3 in that game against Buffalo. And to me, if you're going to do this, you have to begin to scheme. And this is where we're going to see whether or not Boyer is beginning to matriculate as a defensive coordinator to see the mismatches, because Buffalo always doubles Wilkins. They always double him. They didn't take Skylar for granted. They took Skylar for granted, and Skylar was eating them up in the inside.
Yeah, that's why you make a great point, because the Buffalo's interior offensive line last year was not good. They were and Skylar ate them up in the first half of that game and throughout the game, because even on plays that Allen made, it was all him extemporizing, making the plays, getting away from pressure, and then throwing to Beasley, who would just catch and fall down. But Buffalo also readdressed that offensive line. They got Bates in. They started him the last 6 or 7 games. He looked really good. Morse is still there. They added Roger Saffold, who was a huge addition over Darrell Williams.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting, and also the matchup is different. Ken Dorsey's now the offensive coordinator, and you all know him because he was a great quarterback at the U.
Yes.
And he's employing a lot more with the running game and the short passing game. And as you may know, that Buffalo last year was 32nd ranked in the league for yards after the catch. They were absolutely horrendous. And that's one of the things that they've been working on. And that's why Isaiah McKenzie is there instead of Beasley, because he's speed and quickness off the slot. That's why James Cook was drafted. And they've made a bunch of changes. So it's not going to be the same pass Buffalo that you've seen in the past. It's a different look that they're going to give. So as you said, and I agree, everybody's 0-0 right now, and anything that's based on past history is meaningless.
Yes.
TD, I don't know if you mentioned this already. I just kind of popped on a few minutes ago, but I think Grier lied 2 times during the press conference.
Talk
And I
to
don't
me.
know I don't know if you had touched base on it yet, but I think he definitely was lying. And I'm just speaking in verbatim that he had felt comfortable with the cornerback room and that like they felt they were good at that position. I mean, I about cringed when he was talking about how
Oh
they
my
were
God.
good. They were good there. Because I mean, we were all
What?
born at night. We were all born at night, but not last night. He's talking about, oh, we good over there. I
If
mean,
Trill Williams was still healthy, I would say, yeah, we'd be okay.
and then this Mike Gesicki talk where how he said that they've never called anybody. I mean, listen, I understand he's not going to go out and say that they made phone calls to other teams, but like we ain't dumb. Like we know you guys have been chatting with other teams trying to move off of Gesicki. I highly doubt it was only 2 teams that had called the Miami Dolphins for him too. So, but other than that, it was a good press conference. I think he had, I think there was 2 times where I was kind of like scratching my head a little bit.
He didn't
Listen,
have one.
I can't listen to nothing that comes out of that front office of this
No.
coaching staff. Okay,
He didn't say
already
one
told you.
word about having confidence in Tua. He said, "Oh, he's really
Right.
won over the teammates, and
Right. I did catch
and
that.
he
I
and
caught
he
that.
feels he's a good fit in this offense. This offense fits him good.
Yeah. It
You know,
did kind of. It
He
did kind
said
of.
that about Tua.
yeah.
He didn't say anything
He didn't say
positive about
nothing
Tua's
positive
play.
about Tua. He said,
Hold
he
on,
said,
how did I miss that? I didn't hear any question about Tua.
No,
Yeah.
they asked him how.
Yeah.
A reporter said, "Hey, we haven't asked you about Tua since the last time we've seen you," and then he went
how
on
do you
this
feel
whole.
about Tua now?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
went on this whole thing about how he's a good person. He's
Oh
in
yeah.
the weight room,
And he feels
like,
confident in this new offense, and it
yeah,
fits him
nothing
well.
about nothing
Like
about how
nothing
he was
about him
playing on the
improving
field.
his play, his
Are
work
y'all
ethic.
sure? We
Oh my
just
God.
listened to it. Was
I
it at the
promise.
TD,
I'm
come
about to say because I
you
didn't
just
see
Their
ignored
that
reaction
in the
was
video.
when they asked about Skylar
I did
Thompson.
not hear that.
That
I
was the
caught that.
reaction.
Was it at the beginning or
It was
the
at the
in like
beginning.
the
It was at the
It was like
beginning.
in the beginning to
It's
the
at the
middle.
beginning.
It
It's
was
one of the
after
first.
2
It was
minutes.
one of the
After
first
2
things
or
they
3
asked him.
minute mark,
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay, because I didn't catch the beginning of the video, the interview.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know
I didn't catch the
how I
beginning.
missed.
that's
Yeah.
funny
You
you
missed that.
mentioned
They
that.
didn't say nothing positive about
Yeah,
Tua.
because
I gotta double check because y'all know I wouldn't miss that.
Man, go back
Listen,
and check it out while we're talking right now. And then, bro, I couldn't.
can agree with him. I remember him saying this, and I'm going, "What the heck?"
I'm telling you, just like you got nothing else to say.
But
Damn.
this furthers my theory that, like I said, I ain't tell you guys, but whenever I was on some spaces on Twitter, it was crying about Skylar just doing the norm, performing well in preseason. I'm like, bro, this type of style offense he ran at K-State. So it's already the only thing that's different now is just the terminology, but it's more of the same. And you're just getting more reps, but you're getting reps with better receivers, better running backs, an NFL organization, and just a new head coach and a new scheme. So I think him understand.
Yeah.
Does
And
anybody when is the vote for captain?
that he is going to be captain. I'm putting everything I own on it.
I think that's next week, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tua will be a captain, but what does that mean, honestly?
It
Listen,
means a
mean
lot
much-
because
doesn't
if
mean
you're,
much.
if you're not voted captain, and I don't know, I don't know. To me,
He's
a
gonna be a
captain's leader.
captain, though,
He's
but it
he's
doesn't
the
mean
guy that you
nothing.
rally around. He's the guy that that puts everything together when things are a little bit tough and you have a players only meeting. And
No.
if your quarterback,
Hot
if your
take,
QB1's
Skylar's
not a
gonna be a
captain, it's a
captain.
problem in my opinion.
if Skylar Thompson ends up a captain, that'll be on the front
Rip
page
on
of
the
the New
line.
York Post.
Oh my God.
There will be a parade or some sort of protest around Miami Gardens. I mean, it would be a whole thing. But while
2
I got
years will burn the city down.
while I got
Tua and
while
Ears
I
are
got
already so mad about what they said about Skylar. They took off on. There was a short. They made a short on YouTube of what Grier said. Yeah, they said we'd be stupid not to keep Skylar, and we're not in the business of being stupid. And someone commented, "You never said nothing like that about Tua." It's like,
well,
no, there's a reason for it.
Greer has.
I hope Tua does well. I hope Tua does well. I gotta
It
pretext it, you know.
It probably does get awkward for Greer because like he literally has tried moving off of Tua 3 times. So like, like you can't like fool us, But while I got Mark in here, I want to just let you guys know, kind of off topic. I just bought Madden 23, and I played my first game with the Dolphins, and I was playing against the Bills, and I lost 79-0.
Oh, well, I don't think that's going to happen on the field.
I'm like, oh my god, this
That's
is
not happening on
horrible.
the field, brother. No.
I was so embarrassed.
TD.
I think he's looking for that.
TD.
Yeah.
Talk. You find that good talk yet?
I'm total agreement with what you said earlier. If Tua plays marginal, if he's good, just marginable, and after knowing what we see in Skylar, I wouldn't be surprised if they trade him.
Well, forget marginal. This is what I'm trying to get. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. Take marginal out of there, right? Imagine having. Let me give a good comp. Imagine having Patrick Mahomes, right? And you draft Josh Allen, and he does what he does in camp, and then the next year you got to make a decision if whether or not you want to give Patrick Mahomes $250 million or save money for the next 4 years with Josh Allen.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying to you. If he doesn't literally take off from Skylar, clearly better. You see what I mean?
Pro Bowl type year.
But how do you make that definition?
Well, no,
TD?
both of them. Well, you're not going to make that definition until next season when you come into camp and they both are battling it out.
Well, next year, Tua's making what, $10.5 million next year.
And Tua can still play next year too. See, that's the thing. We're in no rush. We're in no rush whatsoever with Skylar. So at the end of the day, Tua has to literally outplay.
You got to start fulfilling payment on all those number one draft choices that you have.
Yeah.
You got a window, and you can't blow it by trying to wait for Tua for this year, for next year, etc. This is, if you don't win this year and win big, then I got a feeling that Tua's going to be gone. And let's say the season ends 10-7, and the Dolphins just barely miss the playoffs.
That is
I think
unacceptable.
Tua's gone. I think McDaniel's gone.
9-8 is unacceptable.
McDaniel
it has to at a minimum 11.
I doubt if McDaniels go, but Tua will definitely be on the fence because this is year number 3.
6 minutes.
You see where Skylar is. You see where Skylar is as a number 7th round draft pick. It seems like he just has a better feel for the game at this level than Tua.
Listen, y'all can say that McDaniel is safe, but let Sean Payton say, "Yeah, I'm coming back." Y'all still.
I'm about to say, I don't think McDaniel is safe.
TD, go back to the press conference. 6 minutes, 40 seconds.
Yeah, I think. Oh, hold on. I'm literally at 6 minutes and 34.
There you go. You're about to get to it.
But I had said this. I had said this last night. We got to be careful because Skylar Thompson.
Hold on.
I mean, he is a grown ass man.
Hang on. Let TD listen.
Let's hear this again.
Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Let's hear this, man, because I didn't hear this.
And he stutters too.
Good about the roster and excited for what it could be in the future.
Chris, what's your opinion of what you personally see from Tua since we last visited?
No, it's being around Mike and watching him. You know, the other day he was in visiting with Mike for just a couple hours on an off day, just coming in, spending time. He was downstairs in the training room for like an hour, just hanging out with the trainers, just talking, and it's. Just seeing his personality come in and it's just how he is and with the team and stuff. And, I think his teammates all see it and feel it. And you guys here talk to the guys. And he's taking steps. And with the offense, with Mike and the coaching staff, he's very excited. He likes the offense, thinks it fits them and the players we added. So it's been good watching his growth and then watching him enjoy himself playing football.
Chris, kind of touching on what Adam was asking about.
Wow, that was really interesting.
All I want to say is that is messed up. That is really messed up.
Bro, that was bad. That was bad.
Oh my God.
Listen, this man has tried moving off of him 3 times.
He is done. Like, as far as Grier's concerned,
he might as well just
why
he might as well
why
he might as well started talking about his golf game.
I'm telling. He's looking really good on the golf course.
Did he really say that, bro?
That is not a ringing endorsement.
Can someone actually validate? Can someone actually validate that
And nobody's
Skylar
talking
Thompson
about
looks more relaxed. He looks built for this right now.
Nobody's
Then
talking
Tua,
about that
then
press
Tua.
conference on Twitter.
TD, what do you got to say about that? Because you're not looking too good right now, man.
Come on, TD. You got TD. Give me
So-
something, bro. Give me something.
So what y'all think our run game gonna be like this year? I'm not talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna let them
Honestly, bro,
digest. I'll talk about it tomorrow. I probably will stream dedicated on that of his
Okay.
reaction on that and Tua. I'm not talking. No. Seriously, real talk, y'all. I'm not talking about that. Okay, I'm
Gotcha, bro.
All
At this point, Tua, just go ball out, bro. Go ball out.
I don't even want to beat up. I don't want to pound on Tua and all of that, bro.
Game? I don't know. I don't like the interior. I don't like the interior running game. If you get guys outside and you can use motion and jet sweeps, I think you're going to get some things going there with the speed and the motion and the movement. But as far as being able to run the ball, between the tackles, I don't see it.
I mean,
Ooh,
it's going to take.
I got
It's
one.
going to. If we don't have a running game, I mean, I'm gravely concerned.
I agree with
All right. Yeah, TD, I got a question for you. What is one game we need to win? What is like one game on the calendar we need to win?
Buffalo, New England.
We can't win all of them, bro.
No.
Really in trouble.
We need to sweep everyone but Buffalo. We have to.
There's several games. There are several games.
I would like for us to beat the Chargers or the Bengals. One of them. That's just me, though.
Well, in my opinion,
I don't see that happening.
There are several games that I feel like we have to win.
Yep.
I want to name the ones that are must wins for us. And it's about 4 of them, I believe, in my eyes. The must win games. Outside of the ones we should win, but the must wins, you got to beat the Patriots in week 1.
I agree.
You have to sweep the Jets.
Yes.
Of course.
You have to beat the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
You have to beat the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, we gotta find a way to beat Green Bay on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
There's other games we definitely. There's other
that's
games
6
we
right there.
definitely have to. Yeah, that's 6 right there. But then you look at the games that you should win. You probably could add another
Patriots game.
4 or 5.
San Francisco.
I don't think that Pittsburgh game is going to be. I don't think that Pittsburgh game is going to be a walkover.
And
That's going to be a brutal football game.
It's not going to be a walkover, but you should win it.
Right.
You see what I
I
mean?
agree.
On paper, you
It's
should win that
It's in
game.
prime time. It's in prime time. So
that's the
you know.
game I'm concerned about.
So the reason why I named those teams, with the exception of the Jets, I just give them a little bit more because they're a division rival, is because on paper, the Browns technically on paper are better than us. On paper, you take the quarterback.
Right.
You take the. I mean, did y'all see that thing that came out today? How many players are in the top 100 from each team?
Yeah.
We got
noticed
3.
that, like the Chargers had 7, the Bills had 5, the Dolphins had 3.
Yeah, it's some teams up there. You see what I mean? Like Browns got up there. It's the teams that's up there. But from a roster standpoint, the Vikings, they got a good roster. Those are must-win games. Pittsburgh, we're supposed to win. It's not going to be easy. You know, there's the Lions we're supposed to win. The Bears we're supposed to win. So those 6 games you must win. Win the 5 that you're supposed to, and that's 11. Anything else is a bonus.
I think the key to winning those games is you gotta pressure the quarterback. Those are the games that you don't have the elite quarterbacks, so you gotta rattle them early. You gotta rattle that offense, and we gotta be ahead of the game. Because those are the games that we need to. Like we can't leave those games on the table. We gotta take those.
No, assuming the worst case, and you lose to Baltimore, you lose to Cincinnati, you lose to San Francisco, you lose to the Chargers, and get swept by Buffalo. That's 6 losses. You can't afford another loss anywhere in those games.
You're right. Yeah,
exactly.
I think we're.
I don't think we're gonna have six. I don't think we're gonna have six. I don't think we're gonna start off like we did last year.
There's a chance we may only win 7 games. I mean, let's be real.
And I don't think so. Nah.
I don't know. The Lions are better. I think the Pittsburgh game is a game that's
we'll get to
game.
9. We'll get to 9, y'all, at a minimum.
I believe so.
I say we're gonna upset. I say we're gonna upset somebody. I just don't know who yet.
We talked about it. You talked about it earlier today, TD. And I said it last night or the night before, whatever it was. I don't see Tua going 34 games without getting injured, much less these 17 without getting injured. 2 seasons.
34.
Oh yeah, okay.
2 seasons. Much less this season, 17 games without getting injured. I don't know, especially with this schedule.
Well, if he holds the ball like he did in this past preseason game and got sacked, if he holds the ball as long as he does like that, he's going to be injured. He has to.
He's going to be the proprietor of his own demise.
Yep,
his pocket precinct still
But
scares me.
I will say this though, TD. The reason why I put that Pittsburgh game a little higher than I would the Browns game and Cincinnati game is this: Pittsburgh now has a dilemma with their rookie quarterback in Pickett, and that roster that they got. The only thing that is a concern is their O-line. Their defense is stout, just like ours. The O-line is a question, but they got their quarterback of the future on their roster.
I believe they do too and pick it, but they just fixed their O-line today, bro.
Yeah, they did. They got Jesse
Yeah,
Davis.
they would've got Jesse Davis.
Senor Ole.
Jesse Davis is going to lead the Steelers to the Super Bowl.
Hey.
I'll go at him. Go at him.
Always leave Miami and they go elsewhere and they perform to a high level. I cannot help but think about Billy Turner. He is playing at a Pro Bowl level with Green Bay. He just turned into that player. But TD, can I ask a question to the panel? Do you believe that there will still be some moves made when I'm talking about our trades? I still believe Miami will make a move to try to get Roquan Smith out of Chicago.
I think the only trade, that could be feasible is
we're gonna have to give up Gesicki. We have to give up Gesicki.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let him finish real quick. Then I'm coming to you, Cedric.
All right, giving up Gesicki. He's gonna be a trade bait. I also believe Teddy Bridgewater would be trade bait. And I also believe that they're going to try to also get an O-lineman. The first 2 games will make a determination as to what direction Chris Grier is going to go in. If we beat the Patriots, which we should, and it shouldn't be close, if we are still having problems in the run game, to whereas the defense allows the run to go through New England and they average and they get over 100 plus yards, and the linebackers are not getting there, I believe Chris Grier is gonna pull the trigger, and he will get Roquan Smith in Miami.
Well, something to remember, guys. After the first week, you could sign veteran players because their contracts are not guaranteed after the first week. So you have some moves that you're going to make. So the Patriots game is going to really say a huge amount about everything.
Yes, I agree.
If you have issues with the Patriots, and I honestly think that maybe like Lynn Bowden or a Craig Kraft or Preston Williams ends up in New England just to suck knowledge to help, but to try to help them.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think you're going to make moves after week 1, and I honestly think that if Gesicki and Bridgewater weren't traded today, they're not going to be traded at all because nobody wants the contracts.
No, that's what I was about to say.
No.
I don't think they're going to want that. I don't think they're going to want the contract we got for him now. And the Teddy Bridgewater thing, I don't think a lot of teams are kind of set with quarterback. So if they didn't make a trade perhaps for a Jimmy Garoppolo or they just barely made a trade for Baker Mayfield, I don't think they're going to take a shot on Teddy per se, like, oh, come in and be the backup. Because everywhere Teddy's gone, he's ended up playing. So
it was interesting that I thought Pittsburgh was going to cut Mason Rudolph today, and I know they're trying to trade him. Yes. I'll be honest with you. I like Mason Rudolph for the Dolphins a lot more than I like Teddy Bridgewater. Mason Rudolph can actually throw the deep ball, which fits the Miami offense. He's more of he's not as good as Skylar Thompson, but he's an interesting guy, and yeah, he hasn't got as much game experience as Bridgewater, but I think he's a better fit, and he's $4 million a year cheaper.
But don't forget too, Dallas only has one QB on there.
Jesus, right? Yeah, they cut the quarterback.
Yeah, they cut everybody, and they don't have a QB. Also,
Vikings did too.
Seattle did not want to make the current starter the starter.
Baltimore.
He's the
Baltimore's got what? Is Baltimore down to one quarter? No, they got two quarterbacks. Lamar.
No, they got Huntley and Lamar.
Baltimore's about to have 0 quarterbacks.
At this point.
So hey, I think right now this is a prime opportunity for Miami to see those deficiencies. After the first couple of weeks of the season, September will tell us everything that we need to know. And I think when October comes, as far as the trade deadline, you could see several of our players being.
I don't know if September going to tell us, bro.
Well, it's going to depend on how we're doing in the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. I think we'll learn more. I think we'll learn more in the games where the competition isn't as tough, because last year when we played Jacksonville and Atlanta, we learned, okay, fundamentally, we just got to get some things straight within the locker room. Everything wasn't pieces and puzzles like we thought it was. So I think we'll learn more in the games that aren't as, that we're not playing the top teams in the league. You're going to learn about the heart of this team in those games, because you're probably going to be either coming off of a losing streak or coming off of a loss. So that's going to test us early.
I think the most winnable game that of all the games that we talk about as potential losses is the Baltimore game. Because I don't see Baltimore being anywhere near the threat with their quarterback, one wide receiver, and 17 tight end offense. I just don't see that as being a threat against Miami's defense. And yeah, Baltimore's got all their injuries healed, and they're going to try to run the football. I think the Dolphins are going to stop them on the run. I think that's the game that if the Dolphins win that game, that makes a huge statement, and it's one that a lot of people are checking off as a loss. I think that's the opportunity to win a game or steal a game.
If we lose to the Lions, our season is over.
Don't wish that. Please don't wish that on us. Please don't. Please don't.
That's just some bad karma,
the weapons that we've added in offense between Tyreek Hill and just some of the other talent that we've gotten, they're supposed to help us win those games that we should win. I feel like there's no excuse anymore unless Tua just doesn't show up.
We have a roster to where we can have a mediocre. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Tua's really going to have to really fall on his face. I mean, we just have our roster alone can get us some solid wins.
Now, don't forget, I'm gonna stick with you on that. I'm gonna come right back to you, but don't forget, don't compare it to last year. We have the second toughest schedule in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken.
Right? No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that stretch is tough.
No, and if
no doubt.
And
yeah, it's unfortunate that Green Bay is late, because Green Bay is going to be much better later than they are earlier.
And I've been saying this to everybody. We're going to really find out the character of this team the first 4 games. I know we keep talking about the first 4 games like we're beating a dead horse.
No,
but but if we win, if we start out 1-3, I mean, what's Tyreek going to be saying in his podcast? Like, what's going to be happening behind the scenes? Is people how is McDaniels approaching the team in the locker room? Is he still positive everything, or is he cracking skulls? Like, we're really going to find a lot of stuff out in those first 4 games.
I feel like McDaniels is the type to blame himself. I really didn't, I don't know.
For the record, ladies and gentlemen, when I say strength of schedule, I'm going off of the not playoff teams last year. They did a composite of rosters, and they felt that we had the second toughest schedule. If you go off of last year, I think it's like in the middle of the pack, but based off of the new rosters of these teams, they did a composite and said the Dolphins had the second hardest schedule.
Which is fair considering the teams that are on it. We got the whole AFC North on the schedule. Like, that alone is tough.
I have a question for you guys. Are we able to get updates on our practices for the next week and a half?
It's going to be very limited. Very limited.
Like, are the beat writers even there?
They may invite him to like 1 or 2 practices. You may hear something here or there, but it's going to be very limited. This is the time they don't want to talk about anything. They got a game plan for New England. They got to start that process.
Mm.
Yeah, they're gonna be quiet.
That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing about week 1. Nobody's got tape on anybody.
Yeah, but that's the way, you got to go with your game plan and get the job done.
I mean, for all we know, I mean, the media is. I mean, who knows? I mean, Patriots could be super good for all we know. I mean, that's the whole thing. Everybody's talking about they have a weak roster. They've had a weak training camp. I mean, hell, I'm not gonna ever go past what they can do up there as an organization.
I'm not doubting Belichick.
The Patriots have always been well coached, so they're always going to compete.
Everybody is saying they don't have the roster and we're the next best thing to the Bills. I mean, not so fast.
That first game is just a must win though. Regardless, we have to win that first game.
I agree.
Yeah. And shout out to Von Joe, said just sending love and saying shout out to the panel, everyone, but Mark and the Buffalo Bills fans.
Hey, TD, how about if I drop off and let Von Joe come on?
I have one
All right.
question for Mark. I have one question for Mark. Where'd he go? I was going to ask him how he thinks Jim Kelly would have played if he had this roster that the Bills have. But anyway,
who are you asking that to?
I was going to ask Mark on how he thinks Jim Kelly would play.
Well, Mark is always around, so he'll be around. Y'all hit that like button. We got 522 people in the building between Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. So y'all make sure you hit that like button. We only got 285 likes. I know again I've been streaming all day. This is the 3rd stream. I just wanted to get the pulse of the people and get everybody's voice. What they think about this 53-man roster.
Let's dive back in and answer the question. How would Jim Kelly do this? I'm sorry. I left right before your question. I don't think Kelly was do as well as with this roster. Kelly was a different quarterback. Same dog mentality that Allen has, to be honest with you, but nowhere near the skill set.
All right. Well, thanks for coming back.
You're welcome, guys. Bring a Dolphin fan on and have a good night, guys.
Have a good night, Mark.
Salute, Mark.
Good night, brother.
Take care.
Hey, anybody else relieved?
So what do you guys feel about the 53 though? Any surprises or anything that took you off guard or anything you like or did like?
Michelle was a surprise.
Not a surprise.
I am just so relieved. I'm more relieved tonight that I thought Grier was going to pull a fast one with Skylar or just some bozo move I'm not even going to get into all that, but I'm just more relieved tonight than anything.
You remember what I told y'all?
We're gonna be gone.
Remember I told you I'm gonna override the chat. I'm going Craycraft over Bowden, and then they cut Bowden. I said, "Told you." Then they cut Craycraft. I'm like,
oh shit!
Like it didn't matter, man. It's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah. Hey, so let me ask you guys a question. I mean, somebody may know this more than me.
Solomon Kinley.
So how does it work with the waiver? Like, if we pick somebody up from waivers, do we have to cut somebody?
Yeah, you got to maintain that 53. So
we're at 51 right now, though, aren't we?
Are we?
I think we are.
So who do we cut if we bring on like a corner?
I mean, that's why it's still dangerous to be at the back end of that roster, regardless. Even if you make the 53, if you're at the back end of that roster, it could get real nitty gritty. We know certain people ain't going nowhere. We know, Gesicki, they don't play in the trade, but who knows? We'll see. We know Skylar, they'll be crazy to let him go. And you see how they start smiling and acting crazy with him.
I wish somebody would have just asked him straight up today, what's the intention with Skylar? Like, do you see him being the future? Like, I wish somebody would just get to the point and ask him what they want.
He wasn't gonna answer that question.
He shouldn't answer the question because nobody knows. They don't even know. Yeah, they might be impressed with Skylar and feel like, hey, we might have something here,
but they can't say
but you also can't declare it.
Right.
Because you don't know. Skylar finally get his shot, and then he look like trash. You never know. He get his shot, he looks like Brady. You never know.
He already said too much in that press conference. Like,
Yeah,
he said too much.
I mean, in the press conference, you could tell they're high on him and they're raving about him, and they're like, man. But again, it's still gonna take time. They got to keep getting a look at him. You know, they got to see different things thrown at him. I think this is what it is. Skylar's raw. Skylar still has things he needs to improve, but they see the talent. They see the arm. They see the accuracy. They see the no slow blink in him. They see the athlete. They know he's going to pull that trigger, not hesitate. He can make the reads. They see, but until they see him see everything, they don't know, you know, so. And that's why I say I love Skylar. I love his talent. That's why I feel like, you know, he's that dude. But at the same token, this is going to be a process.
Yeah.
This is going to be a process. And at the end of the day, don't lose sight of what you already have in front of you in Tua Tagovailoa.
Right.
This is his opportunity to show, hey, I'm the guy.
Exactly. Tua doesn't do good, though. Like, what if he doesn't do good in the game?
But then you have alternatives. But you know, I'm not gonna live in the realm of just, you know, I mean, you have alternatives if he doesn't. But right now, we gotta hope that they build a system around him that's going to be conducive to him being our franchise quarterback as of now. We just need to hit. However that comes, Tua, Skylar, whatever, we just need to hit.
And if we don't hit on Tua, our biggest problem is going to be finding out if Skylar's our guy, because we need to know if what we're gonna do in the draft next season.
But I hope Tua does so well that he never even gives them an opportunity to show.
Sure, yeah,
that's the goal.
That is the
I'll
goal.
be honest with you. I'm sick of going through quarterbacks personally.
Me too, bro. It's getting annoying. It's getting tired. It's
tiring. Yeah, it's tiring.
Yes, man.
We've been going through it for so long. I'm just tired. Hey, I ain't going nowhere. I'm a Dolphin through and through, but I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
I think what you want from Tua is you want him to be able to assume more responsibility, because I've always thought of Tua as like a steady quarterback. If we're winning, he's not going to ruin the momentum. But if we're losing, he's not going to pull us out the funk. I think what you want for him to be able to do is to be able to assert himself more, so he can be able to pull some more responsibility. So if we are in a funk, and let's say McDaniel is not able to, call a great game, he's got to be able to bail McDaniel out. And I think that's going to be the test this year too.
But I want to challenge that.
Okay.
You said if we're winning,
whatever you decide, and like I said, you can.
If
don't
we're
have to go to the one by us if you don't want to. You can go. If there's a Panda Express in the forum.
Hold on. So here's the deal. So I want to challenge that. You said if we're winning, he's not going to blow the game.
So what I meant was, like, if we're dominating and it's clear we're going to win the game, he's not going to play terrible to the point where we're like, God damn, let's take him out and let's keep the game in hand. I'm saying
but dominating.
It sounds like he's still.
But dominating games aren't what it comes down to. It comes down to when you're winning and it's close.
Yeah.
Like with the Patriots last year, where we threw that pick when we were winning and it was close.
Yeah,
thank God for Xavier Howard.
Yeah, that was really close.
And vice versa. In a game like
or the Jets games,
Atlanta, where we're
he
down
himself in a hole, I think.
Yeah, even though he put the hole, he still has the potential to help you come back. You see what I mean? So both ways.
In both ways, it could be similar. Yeah,
but you're right. More than not, he's going to be consistent in that regard. It's just he does have splashes of helping you carry and helping you lose. There's splashes.
Yeah. And
what's up, Donald? What's up, Donald? What we getting from Panda Express?
I know, right? We got orange chicken. We get some orange chicken, bro. I love me some orange chicken, man.
Hey, I Shanghai steak. I just say whatever you decide, bring it in. That'll be good. That'll be good.
I just heard Panda I heard Panda Express and I muted
Said,
you,
"Oh
man.
no."
Hey,
That
nobody.
sounds good
right about now.
But TD, this panel, are you all concerned about the Jets? I'm concerned about the Jets
Yes.
because
I'm
Robert
concerned about every
Saleh
game,
puts
man.
his
Every
boots
game.
into
Every
his
game I'm
shoes.
concerned about.
That he knows
I said that was
that
going to be our first
offense.
loss of the
He
season.
knows how to scheme against McDaniel's offense.
We may
That's a
split with
concern
them.
for me more so than the
I get
Patriots
that.
and the Bills got to figure us out.
But
So
yo,
yes,
We
but
split
Donald,
with the Jets.
but
Now
Donald,
without X, I think
but
that's going
Donald,
to be
they
our
lost
third loss of
Becton.
the season.
Hey,
But
say it
did they
again.
lose But did they lose Mekhi Becton for the whole season?
Yeah, but they got
Yes, but
somebody
they
else.
had a
They got some
rookie
more
that
people.
They
they
got
had
real good
somebody
offensive line.
slated there for him while he was injured, so he has the experience. That red right tackle is solidified. They're good on their O line.
We shall
Yes.
see.
Hey Don, let me ask you a question. People not realizing that McDaniels was the offensive coordinator last year for the 49ers, right? So all they have to do is just look at the last year's I'm saying, offense for the 49ers, and then they can bring it here, and then they can realize what we're doing. You feel me?
Yes, but
And
I would say
that's
this,
what people
Lakers
don't
all day.
understand.
But you know what, Lakers all day, I would say this. With the additions that we have, you can't, to me, this is just me. Miami's offensive threats with Hill and Waddle far
What up, John?
enumerate what they had at San Francisco. The only thing they had at Frisco was my man that was Debo was it, and Ayuk is also pretty good, but they're nowhere in the same stratosphere as both of those guys together, along with our tight ends. So now we have a chance to sit up, and I think McDaniels has improved that offense a little and tweaked it to whereas our speed will be that to whereas the other players, the other teams in the conference have to adjust to it. I don't think they will adjust to it the first time we play.
I think we can win that speed. I think we can win our one-on-ones.
Yes. This is what I'm concerned about. And this is why I hope McDaniels, I hope he features the run game. I hope he does because he's got to keep those guys from those defenses honest. And I'm scared to death of the Jets. I've been watching this team since '69, and I'm telling you, the Jets are the Dolphins' nemesis. Everybody thinks it's Buffalo and the Patriots. No, it's not. It's not even close. It's the Jets, and the Jets have improved their run. And
we better not lose to them, or it's
I got us
war.
losing to them at least once, Donald.
Yeah,
I got
you're right, Donald.
And
when is the last time we lost to the Jets?
A couple of years ago.
20.
Because for the last 2 seasons, haven't we been sweeping them? I'm just curious.
Yeah, but the Jets have sucked. So
and they almost beat us with Joe Flacco last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody's and I want to make this point. Nobody's talking about this. Tua could have an amazing year this year, but all it takes is Jason Sanders to having an off year and missing a couple clutch field goals to us losing a bunch of games.
Yeah, that is a real potential. He needs to bounce back from last year because he did have a little bit of inconsistency last year.
All it takes.
They did say they have a new holder for him, so
I
helps them, I guess.
I think there was more opportunities for Tua to win us the game than for Sanders to win us the game.
Well,
yeah.
Hey guys, family duty calls, man. I gotta get up out of here, man. I want to thank every single one of y'all for coming through. I appreciate y'all helping make this show great and bringing great quality. Let's get your final thoughts. We're gonna start with Donald, and we're gonna go around because I need to get up out of here in the next 5.
Gotcha. I'll make it quick. This is an opportunity for the Fins. Let's see where it takes us. TD, I'm still waiting for my shirt. TD. Time will tell. That's
it
the
always
shirt
does.
that we need to see. And I think with what we have, it'll be a good season. So Fins up, everybody. Y'all take care.
Have a good night, Don.
Good night, brother.
That's what's up. Crypto, man. What you got on it?
I will say my ass back.
Hey, yeah. Good. Thanks for having me on, TD. Appreciate it. I just can't wait till the regular season start, it's time to get the show on the road, because we gotta stop losing the games that we were supposed to win and vice versa.
I agree. That's your final thoughts?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yep,
Appreciate you,
that's
homie.
it.
You got a lot going on. Lakers all day. Talk to me.
All right, I'm gonna be the little Debbie Downer right now. I'm not gonna be positive. I'm gonna be a little bit negative, but I'm kind of nervous about the Patriots because you know what I'm saying, Bill Belichick had this whole time to scheme up on Mike McDaniels and the 49ers of last year, and we don't know what he's gonna come out because he's a defensive guru too. So people not understanding that either. But I feel like we're gonna be okay. But you know what I'm saying, if our QB don't really shine like we want him to shine, then that's gonna be bad for us. And I feel like our defense needed to step it up. Not having a Flores to help us out on defense is gonna probably horrendous. You know what I'm saying, like mess us up a little bit. But we just have to take that notch and play great every game.
Well, I appreciate you, man.
You're welcome. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
You too. Talk to me, 386 fans.
Yo, so I'm just gonna say this. I think it's insane, and I'm actually kind of shocked that ESPN is already talking about the Lamar to Miami narrative possibility. They're already talking about it all morning,
Oh,
and
Lord.
I'm shocked that ESPN is already talking about it. So that's my final thought.
Tua better ball out because this is gonna be a brutal media. Like if it don't work now, you think they were bad the last 2 years?
They
God!
They were talking about it on Get Up. They were talking about it on First Take with Stephen A. I mean, all of the shows today. I couldn't believe it.
They gonna treat Tua worse than Tebow. I'm telling you, he better ball out. He has to ball out, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
I said
There's
this
too
last
many
night.
people have argued about this, especially in the main media. It's a wrap, bro. He better ball out. I'm telling y'all.
Well, you saw how he performed with the Deshaun Watson stuff looming over his head. If he's got Lamar Jackson stuff looming over his head, I don't know. I mean, let's just keep it 100.
Man, I think that Lamar's just making sure he keep that value up, and he gonna have the highest contract ever in NFL history.
I don't think it's gonna happen. He wants to come home.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm not discounting that either, but in the worst case scenario, he stays in Baltimore and gets the richest deal ever. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right, that's my final thought. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bro. Talk to me, Ashton.
Simple, man. We seen the preseason. I like what we saw. Let's go on the field. Let's do it. Let's win the first couple of games. Let's do it. Playoffs. Let's go. Playoffs. That's what I want.
At a minimum.
Oh yeah, one thing, TV. Oh yeah, one thing. I need your favor, T. You and your family send me some prayers because Friday I gotta get a procedure done to fix my nose. It's kind of like my deviated septum and stuff. But just send me from this. I just need some prayers and some best wishes from your family and the Dolphin community. That's all, bro.
Already done. And if you're individuals of faith, act accordingly.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I appreciate it, bro. I got you.
All right, right. Fins up, baby.
What do you got on it, Shedrick?
Man, I'm just ready. I'm tired of waiting, man. I'm just ready to see all this in action. I'm always gonna be excited to see my boys play, but I just want everybody to know that we got one shot at the Super Bowl, man. So we got to make it count. One shot. We will not get this opportunity again. So we got to take advantage of it.
Sounding like an Eminem song right now, man.
Maybe two.
But I'll catch y'all later.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Thanks for coming through, homie. Greg, what you got?
Hey, TD. How you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I just hope this Jalen. I'm doing good, by the way. I just hope this Jalen Waddle injury isn't too serious. I hope he can get healthy, and we can see Waddle and Tyreek on the same field. I just really hope the secondary can get healthy as well. But we'll wait and see on that. But hey, I'm looking forward to the season. We got college football this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a lot. I can't wait.
All right, man. Enjoy, but appreciate you coming through, bro. We'll see about the Waddle situation, man. On the run, last up. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Just like we said, I'm concerned about our corners right now. Look, 3 straight years going into the same situation. Waddle's also another concern. Thank God we got some really competitive depth at wide receiver though, but it's just they don't have that same chemistry that they got with Tua. And my last bit, I just have a question for you, TD. What's the plan for tomorrow? Is it roundtable or is it are you just gonna put your thoughts together on Grier's Tua response?
Well, we got an AFC East roundtable tomorrow
Okay.
on the AFC
On the
East
channel.
roundtable channel. I'll go live right before it to make sure people know where it is, hopefully, unless something comes up. So if you're not subscribed to the AFC East roundtable, you need to go subscribe to it now. But I have other streams that we're gonna be talking about because we gotta, of course, I'm going to be talking tomorrow about Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel's reaction to Skylar Thompson versus Chris Grier's reaction to being asked about Tua. I'm definitely gonna have that conversation tomorrow.
All right, man.
It absolutely makes no sense to me. But okay. I appreciate you, man.
Have a good night, brother.
Same to you. Yeah, man, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow because I'm gonna be honest, I ain't got the capacity tonight. I need to let it soak in and maybe think about it twice, and maybe I'm reading too much into it. So I'm just gonna take the night. Shout out to Cody Patron with the donation, said BS. If we go 10-7 and miss the playoffs, Chris Grier is the one that needs to go. Jackson is solid at right tackle. Tua will have 33 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. Okay. If we go 10-7, Chris Grier, I can't say Chris Grier is the guy that needs to go. Simply because this isn't everybody Chris Grier potentially wanted. Remember, Chris Grier has already alienated himself from all of this 6 months ago. Chris Grier was very clear. Mike and his staff are the ones who feel like they can make it work with Tua. And Chris Grier has alienated himself from all of it. He went and got Tyreek Hill. He went and got Teron Armstead, Connor Williams, some running backs. He brought in Melvin Ingram, Trey Flowers now, some really good players. Chris Grier is going to be just fine, and I need y'all to understand that. I know we're going to want somebody to point the finger at. But unfortunately, whether you want to accept it or not, there's only one person that's going to get a finger pointed at them if we don't make the playoffs this year. And that's the truth. And y'all know who that is. Because at the end of the day, that person is going to be required to help this team get over the hump this year and get that one more win over 10. I hope he do it. I hope he do it. This is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. It's been a day, 3 streams. I'm a little tired. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. It's fins up no matter what. Salute to you all. I'll see you all later. Go check out the other videos I dropped earlier with these injury concerns in the secondary and all of that. All right, man, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.